I'm a bit late to this, but Timon manages to do the unthinkable once again, this time upsetting Complexity during the WSOE Qualifiers. Overall, the match between the two teams was very close, however in the end, Timon managed to claw 3 consecutive wins on their defending side to take the match and continue forward in the qualifiers. So let's take a look at some of the things that Timon did well in that game. I want to start off with the first pistol round of the game. Everything looks standard when it comes to the strat Timon is running. The thing I want to point out is that early on in the game we can see that Timon has good comms. If you look at Danny and Ninja's positioning, we can see that they are set up to deal with this flank coming in from A. Since Ninja's alarm bot was triggered, both Danny and Ninja were going to deal with the flank. At first we can see that Danny was initially going to take first contact, while Ninja was going to take second contact based off their positioning. However, you can see that Ninja and Danny both shifted their position just a little bit. This little change may not look like much, but it sets up Ninja to be the first contact while Danny is going to be the second. The bait works out and Ninja gets the attention of the flanker and Danny gets an easy frag onto him. Danny does get traded out, however the damage is already done. Ninja rubs salt in the wound by staying alive as long as possible for his team to help him, since it's now a 4v1 against Complexity. Again, like I said, this may not look like much, but when it comes to keeping up the mood, communication plays a big role, and the fact that they have good communication off the bat is a good sign. Throughout Timon's attacking side, we can see it was a close back-to-back game in which Timon ended the half with a 6-6 scoreline. With that aside, I want to talk about the final 3 rounds of play. I want to show you guys what happened to allow Timon to win the last rounds needed to win. Starting off at the 10-11 scoreline, Timon managed to save an op in the round prior, thus leading them to buy a round set op. Timon doesn't invest everything that they have, allowing them to have a buy in the following round in case that they lose this round. As for this setup, they are stacking more towards the B site as well as no one towards the C site, while at the same time leaving Kurt alone towards the A site with that operator. Morg manages to find a nice timing when pushing mid, allowing him to get a frag on AGM from mid window. At the same time, Timon knows that it's going to be a C hit. In response, they all start rotating into the C site through C link. Since Timon was getting overwhelmed when it came to rotating, they slowed it down and waited for Complexity to plant the spike. Once the spike was planted, they smoked off C long and flooded into the site, killing the only attacker within that site. Once Timon got the kill on Ojai, they knew that there was no one coming from Garage since they got the early pick in window, as well as them retaking control over Garage while the spike was being planted. I don't know if this was some sort of miscommunication, but the rest of Complexity were all in C long, allowing Timon to get an easy defuse. Another thing to note is how aggressive Gregor was here. He knew that if anything, Complexity were going to have to run through the smoke and try and kill the diffuser, so instead he decided to play in the smoke. He gets 2 picks on the players trying to get the defuse. The next round is one that I really want to talk about. I want you to notice the setup that Timon is using. They have 2 players on C who are watching each other's back. Morgan is watching C long, while at the same time Grego is holding for anyone that's pushing Garage. Danny is playing outside of Garage so that he can fast rotate to C or quickly assist Ninja towards the B site. Ninja is anchoring down the B site, while at the same time having an alarm bot watching for anyone who might have snuck past Kurt through short. Like implied, Kurt is solo holding the A site by watching A long with the operator. Ninja and Danny do a good job at creating enough chaos on the B site when Ojai decided to push it. The amount of things that Ojai had to worry about was overwhelming, which led to Ninja being able to frag him. If we fast forward a little bit in the round, we can see that Kurt and Ninja's setup finally in fruition. Kurt manages to pick off 2 attackers who are crossing A long, while at the same time AGM managed to snake past him. Thinking he can probably make a play by infiltrating Timon's part of the map, he tries to go A-link, only to be spotted by a Ninja's alarm bot, thus notifying both Timon and Kurt of the person who's on the site. Kurt does a good job at staying alive and stalling time for the rotate to come through. Another thing to note is how Kurt plays his position in long. He knows that there's a player in the site already, so he positions himself nicely, allowing him to take fights towards long, while at the same time avoiding the player on site. Kurt does a good job at staying alive, and him staying alive here ultimately gave Timon the win because it stalled enough time so that Complexity didn't have enough time to plant the spike, thus netting Timon match point. For the final round of play, Timon are playing a retake A setup and are mainly playing off of Ninja's lockdown. Complexity does end up going towards the A site and planting the spike there, Once the spike is planted, Ninja uses his lockdown, and as a result of that, Complexity throws up their own lockdown as a counter to Timin's. Timin lockdowns manages to detain one player as well as net Ninja a kill with his nanoswarm towards A long. If you look carefully at Sharky's positioning, he wasn't going to get detained, so Ninja threw a nanoswarm in that area which caused Sharky to take damage or get detained. Sharky attempts his darndest by using his updraft to avoid the nanoswarm for as long as possible. However, his actions are all in vain since he ends up dying to it anyway. Timin ends up killing the rest of Complexity and winning the matchup. Of course, not before Ninja got killed by a shock dart. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys in this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please leave a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. I just want to say thank you for 300 subscribers, it really does mean a lot. I'm sorry that there hasn't been too many videos coming up, but I'm just waiting for more tournaments to be pushed out and we can start looking at the top tiers of Valorant scene again. Other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you guys are, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!